Big savings with the new ARV treatment and funeral arrangements for the Iron Lady. Good day to you. The Health Minister, Aaron Motsoaledi, says government is saving over 2 billion rand with the launch of the new one-tablet ARV treatment. 3 pharmaceutical companies received a tender to manufacture the fixed-dose combination drug. The minister was speaking in Ga-Rankuwa, north of Pretoria, at the official launch of the ARV pill.
The most important benefits are the cost. We have now entered an era in South Africa where we are going to treat patients for 89 rand per month. That's quite significant. The original tender was supposed to be 8.1 billion. It came down to 5.9 billion rand, cutting off a massive 2.2 billion.
Teachers Union SATU says while it will continue to put pressure on the Basic Education Minister and the Director General to resign, they will not disrupt teaching when inland schools open tomorrow. Teachers are up in arms after government proposed that education be made an essential service. SATU's Mungweno Maluleke.
We are not going to attend any meeting called by anybody. We are not going to attend any workshop called by anyone. We are not going to do extra classes. We are not going to do weekend anything. We are going to only stick to our contact time with the learners in the classrooms. And we will review this particular action next week, Tuesday, and intensify if we have not seen the results.
The Western Cape Premier Helen Zille has drawn the 5 names of a cash prize in an HIV testing campaign lottery. The provincial campaign was launched 2 years ago, allowing people taking the test to enter into a draw for 10,000 rand. The South African Medical Association slammed the initiative as unethical. Zille says people must be encouraged to test.
This particular scheme has encouraged many more people to get tested, especially who haven't been before. What would be unethical would be if we knew that people aren't getting tested for AIDS and did nothing about it, because it would put many people at risk. In this way, we're saying everyone must get tested, and if government needs to nudge people and provide incentives for people to get tested, so be it. But we have to do our job.
Former British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher will receive a ceremonial funeral with full military honours at St Paul's Cathedral in London. The Iron Lady has died of a stroke aged 87. She was Britain's longest-serving Prime Minister and the only woman to have held the position. The British Prime Minister David Cameron, as well as Queen Elizabeth, have sent their condolences. Thatcher occupied Downing Street between 1979 and 1990 and was credited for saving Britain from economic decline by destroying militant labour unions and incorporating a privatisation policy. Thatcher's 11-year premiership in Britain had a major impact on South Africa's political developments. Angie Kaplianis reports.
Margaret Thatcher was a recipient of South Africa's Grand Cross Order of Good Hope. Although Thatcher supported calls for an end to apartheid, she refused to back economic sanctions against the old National Party government. Thatcher believed the apartheid government was a key ally against communism. She preferred instead to pursue a policy of so-called constructive engagement with South Africa. She also referred to the then-banned ANC as a terrorist organization. Following her resignation as Prime Minister, she visited South Africa and met with one of her staunchest supporters, IFP leader Mangosuthu Buthelezi.
Former State President F.W. de Klerk says Thatcher will be remembered as a leader whose policies had a significant impact on politics throughout the globe. He says as a result of her position against sanctions, she was able to influence apartheid leaders to work towards a peaceful future for South Africa.
She understood the complexities of South Africa, I think, better than many of her contemporaries when she was in office. She consistently and correctly believed that much more could be achieved through constructive engagement with the South African government than through sanctions and isolation. And in that sense of the word, she had greater influence and more regard was given to her advice maybe than to any other international leader of the time.
Top story. The Health Minister says government is saving over 2 billion rand with the launch of the new one-tablet ARV treatment. The next news update is at 5:30 p.m. For SAFM, I'm Greg Goes.